Thousands of families came to Disneyland for the same reason, to have fun. Parents pushed strollers through crowded walkways, kids ran toward roller coasters with wide eyes, and families took pictures in front of the castle. Music played, and fireworks lit up the sky. It looked like the perfect vacation. But in late 2014, something invisible was moving through the crowd. No one saw it. No alarms went off. Nobody had any reason to panic. Yet within weeks, health officials across America were trying to solve a terrifying mystery. How did a virus that the United States had largely eliminated suddenly come roaring back? And why did it begin at Disneyland? It started quietly. A child developed a fever, then a cough. Red, watery eyes. Soon after came a rash. At first, it didn't seem like national news because kids get sick all the time, especially during winter. But then more cases appeared, and something felt strange. The patients didn't live in the same neighborhood. They didn't attend the same school. Some didn't even live in the same state. Public health investigators started tracing movements, contacts, and travel histories. They asked the same question again and again. Where had these people been? Then a pattern emerged. One by one, the answers pointed to the same place, Disneyland. That changed everything. Because now this wasn't just a handful of unrelated illnesses. This was an outbreak, and it was spreading. Health officials began scrambling. More cases appeared across California, then beyond California. Soon, people in multiple states were infected. Even cases in Mexico and Canada were linked back to the same outbreak. The virus had traveled far beyond the park. And the scariest part? Many think of measles as just a childhood rash. A fever, some spots, and a few days at home. But that's far from the full story. Measles is one of the most contagious viruses on Earth. If one infected person enters a room, up to 90% of unprotected people nearby can become infected. Now imagine Disneyland. Packed indoor rides, long waiting lines, restaurants, gift shops, and thousands of children touching rails, seats, doors, and surfaces. It was the perfect environment for silent spread. By now, media coverage had exploded. Headlines were everywhere, and parents panicked. How could this happen? Wasn't measles gone in America? That question revealed an uncomfortable truth. Yes, the United States declared measles eliminated in 2000. But eliminated didn't mean extinct. It simply meant the virus was no longer spreading continuously within the country. It could still return. And all it needed was opportunity. One infected traveler, one crowded environment, one chain reaction. That's all. By the time the outbreak was contained, more than 140 people had been infected across multiple states, plus Mexico and Canada. For a disease many Americans thought belonged to the past, that number was deeply unsettling. But perhaps the most disturbing part of this story wasn't how many got sick. It was where it happened. Not in a war zone, not in a remote village, not in a failing hospital. Disneyland, the happiest place on Earth. That's what makes outbreaks so terrifying. They don't always begin in places that look dangerous. Sometimes they begin in places that feel safe, places filled with laughter. And that may be the most chilling lesson of all. Danger doesn't always look dangerous. Sometimes it hides in plain sight. Today, health experts continue to stress that vaccination remains one of the most effective ways to prevent measles outbreaks. Because once measles finds enough unprotected people, it moves with shocking speed. The Disneyland outbreak became a wake-up call. A reminder that diseases we think are gone can return faster than we expect. And sometimes, all it takes is one crowded room. If you enjoy true medical mystery stories, outbreak investigations, and real science documentaries, subscribe to Science of Us Story for more. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.